All right, welcome everybody. Let's do this. Hopefully you have the lesson from yesterday, you have the notes from yesterday, you have your calculator, and who's going to help us out for today? Mr. Giraffe. He's going to be here to support you. So here, game plan is, what I'd like you to do is have the notes, right? And first things first, let's kind of review the idea of yesterday, right? We had some x squared. What did we do with x squared? What does the graph look like? How do you make the graph go up, down, left, and right? So if you were here yesterday, please try and look at your notes. And what I want you to do is, let's say if I have these notes over here, and if you want to rewrite it again, that's up to you. But here, pause the video, and how do you say each function, right? You have this one, this one, this one, and this one, right? How do you say each function? What does the function look like? How would you sketch these functions over here, right? They have a certain look. And then what I'd also like you to do is grab your calculator and show that you could take each one of these functions, put it into the calculator, right? See what it looks like. And how do you make it move up, down, left, and right 5 units for each function, okay? Pause the video and try that on your own before you continue, right? And one thing before you actually start, what's the first thing you do to your best friend? You reset the calculator. How do you reset the calculator, right? You can do it. Second plus 712, right? Okay, calculator is reset. Pause the video. Try and do this before you continue, right? Okay, let's imagine you tried it on your own, so you want to see what it looks like. Let's look at the first one just for review. And if you feel like this is easy, or if you feel like you know how to do this and you don't want to review this, then fast forward, right? But if you want to do the review very quickly with me, how do I say the first function? Let's take a look. The way you read it is x squared, right? Or x to the 2. And what does this graph look like? It looks like, if you say the word u, what is Mr. Giraffe going to do? He's going to give you a pow pow. Don't say u. What is the word? Parabola, right? It creates a parabola, right? So this is x squared. What about the other one? How do I read this? This is square root of x. And what does this graph look like? Here, okay? And how do I make the graph move up 5? What am I going to do? I write x squared plus 5. And this will take the graph and move it up 5, right? What about this one? This is x squared minus 5, right? And if you want, let's just very quickly just check on the calculator, right? If I go to my calculator and if I hit y equals, right? Let's plug in the original. The original is x squared, right? And then how did I put that in? You take a look over here. The x, oh my bad, x is over here, and this is my square, and then this is x squared, which is the original. And now we're gonna type in, right? Now notice if I type in x squared, if I hit graph, my parabola is here, right? And now here, let's say if I go to y equals and then I type in x squared plus 5, what happened? Notice that the graph goes up 5, and that's in red, okay? If I do x squared minus 5, the graph, the blue is the original, red is the transformation, right? So the graph goes down 5. Now, how do I make the graph go left 5? We showed this yesterday. What would you do? You do parentheses x plus 5 squared. Let's try it. How would I put this into the calculator? X squared is the original. Well, what I do, my parentheses is over here, right? Parentheses, x plus 5, close the parentheses, and my square is over here. And then let's hit graph. And notice that blue is the original. And notice what happened to the graph. It moved 5 units to the left. And then how do you think I would do right 5? Well, what I do make sure you can plug in all of these into your calculator, right? Okay, so this was x squared, and let's move on, right? So we did x squared, let's do the other function. What about square root of x, right? How do I put in square root of x into the calculator? Well, what I do is, notice that this is my x squared button, and what is the symbol above the x squared button? It is the square root, right? And sorry, the resolution is not good right now. Okay, that's better. Notice notice it's in blue. To access this, what I would do is I would hit second x squared. And let's just go back over here to my calculator, right? Let's clear it, right? If I hit second x squared, then I have my square root. All right, so let's see. If I hit second squared and I put an x over here, I hit graph, there's the function. Now, what would I do to square root of x to make it move up 5? Notice I have to do square root of x, and notice that the plus 5 has to be outside. This is square root of x minus 5. This is square root of x plus 5. Notice that it's inside, and here this is outside. I'm sorry, this is a minus 5 on the inside. Okay, let's practice plugging in all of these in, right? Square root of x is the original. How would I plug in this one? Square root of x minus 5. Pause the video and try, right? Take your time. And then try for the others. Okay. Next one, let's take a look. This is, just to speed things up, this is x to the 3, or x to the 3rd, or you can say x cubed. And the same idea goes. I have to go x cubed plus 5, right? Oh, sorry, what does this graph look like for x cubed? It is x, and then how do I put this into the calculator? I use the caret symbol here, right? So first I use x, caret symbol, and then I notice that it gives me a box over here that I could put in any exponent I want, and I put in the number 3. And if I hit graph, this is the function. It looks like this. So notice that, let's put this in blue, which is the original, right? And how do I make the graph of x cubed go up 5? It would be x cubed plus 5. X cubed minus 5. What about left 5? This is left 5, right 5. Before you move on, be sure that you could plug all of these in to see the graph of x cubed shift left, right, up, and down. Okay. Next one. This is absolute value of x, right? How do you put this into the calculator? What you do is I hit clear. Let's go to y equals. Let's clear this. Now, what you do is you hit math, which is right here, and we want to go to num, or number. So what we do is we go 1 to the right, and notice it says ABS open. Now just hit enter. And there is absolute value of x, right? So absolute value, that's absolute value. Now let's plug in x, and if I hit graph, notice that it gives us this V shape, and this is the absolute value of x. And it looks like this. This is the original function. What would I have to do to absolute value of x to make it go up, down, left, and right 5? Pause the video, again, if you are just trying to follow along for the first time, right? And this is it. Try and plug in each one of these into the calculator to see the graph move each way you want. Okay, so So this was a review from yesterday. 10-minute review. If you skipped it, it's okay. If you saw all of it and it was beneficial for you, great job. Okay. Notice that if you have this just over here, it's not good enough. This should be in your notes nice and neat. But let's actually go through the lesson for the day. So here, when we take a look at this, what does this question ask?